The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics. This week, I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show host. You can hear my shows Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville, from 10 until 11 on Talk 99.5 in Birmingham, and News Radio 1440 a.m. in Montgomery. And then at 10 p.m., yes, 10 p.m., on WVNN in Huntsville again. I'm a very busy person. So is Mecca Musick. She's here with us as well. The CEO of 256today.com. Smart news for smart people. Smart enough to know on New Year's when she was at a charity casino that it was actually a charity casino. I was trying to rob this casino, but it turns out it wasn't real money.
But you were really successful.
I was cheating. I was cheating.
Okay,
I was cheating
so
significantly. Yes, I was absolutely.
With my chips.
I was a cheating person. So we talk about politics on this show. A lot of cheating going on there as well. Hope you're having a great new year so far. We got a great show for you. Nathaniel Ledbetter, the Speaker of the Alabama State House, will be with us. I have a parting shot for you about one of my favorite people in Alabama politics, Wandling Gavan. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But right now, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. All right, this is probably one of the bigger stories of the last couple of years here in the great state of Alabama, lottery. Now, I've come around on gambling quite a bit in the last few years. I love it. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I just don't want it in my state. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. But I'm a realist. The lottery is probably coming at some point in time, and I consider myself to be sort of the dam holding back all the other bad stuff that could come with it: casino gambling, horse racing, cockfighting, whatever, all these other things. But the lottery seems to have some real bipartisan support. For Christmas, I gave some of my employees lottery tickets. I mean, I scratched off the back and scanned them before I gave them to them, but I did give them lottery tickets, and my wife went and bought Mega Millions when it was up to $1 billion. Let's see.
Where did she buy them?
Tennessee. Andy Witt, Anthony Daniels, almost every other member of the legislature in some way, shape, or form has sort of said, yes, I'm for the lottery. It's all these other things. There's bipartisan support. So is the support bipartisan? The answer is yes. Is the bipartisan support enough just to get the lottery and nothing else?
Obviously, it's been proven that is not the case.
Correct.
And you talked about in the last few years, this conversation has been going on much longer than that, as well as the efforts to get something passed.
Yeah, got one of our governors put in jail.
That happened.
2 decades
That did
ago.
happen. But in addition to that, we had the big push and all the work put in by the House last year. And anytime I talked to a representative, they were like, it's not coming up again. And if it does, it's not coming up for us. So where do you think it goes now? Do you think it goes somewhere in this next legislative session?
Okay, if I was a member of the legislature,
Yes.
Here's how I would frame this. I would say, they're taking all that money for school choice. And look at all this overtime tax that's going away as well. You know what would be a good way to get that back? Just a simple lottery.
Right.
Just a simple lottery. Now, you have the Porch Creeks, and then you have the quasi-legal gambling and all the other places. You see
Right,
some
so
of that
we
expansion.
actually do have gambling in Alabama.
Yeah, of course we do. But they want to do some sort of expansion. I think there's a real possibility that a lottery can be discussed. I just think without all the other garbage, it doesn't really have any chance of doing that. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. Because
So you're not mad?
look, I'm going to tell you this right now. I love gambling.
Yes.
Like, to an absurd level. I want to be gambling right now. Okay? But what I've also done is I realized that I watched an NFL football game this week with my son for 8 minutes. He said the game starts in 8 minutes. It's okay. So we sat down and watched a little bit of the pregame. Nothing but sports betting.
Oh,
commercials.
absolutely.
The whole thing. I'm like, this is going to be a huge problem. So I'm really worried about that. The casino stuff. I want gambling that I can do. I don't want it in my community.
Okay, wait. So you're okay with lottery, but against sports betting, because that is also massively popular right now.
I'm for the lottery, against sports betting, against casino gambling. It's inconsistent because I love gambling.
Well,
I mean, I get it.
I'm excited to talk with Speaker Ledbetter more
We'll talk
about this.
We'll talk about that here in a second. All right, let's talk about Steve Marshall, the Attorney General here of the great state of Alabama. And there was a lot of talk about Steve Marshall possibly running for governor Will Ainsworth is already situated pretty well to run for that seat. I think internal polling maybe has shown that Ainsworth is a little bit stronger there. That's some of the suggestions I've heard. I haven't seen any of this myself, just heard the scuttlebutt. And then there is the giant Tommy Tuberville shaped figure looming over all of this as well. It's Tommy Tuberville, who they think is potentially running for governor as well. Here was my take when I heard that Marshall got out.
Yeah.
That tells me Tuberville's in. And I know a lot of people disagree with that. Some have said that he loves the attention, but he's not going to actually run. I've argued he needs to stay in Washington, D.C. because he's doing a great job there. He's gaining power and prestige. He's doing the stuff he's supposed to be doing, far exceeding what I expected from Tommy Tuberville. And I know that sounds terrible. No, it sounds terrible, but he's been way better than I thought he would be. And I want him to stay there.
He's been very effective.
Yeah.
And he is sort of a lightning rod. But again, like you said, we hear from different camps, different people say, no, he loves what he's doing. He's going to stay, absolutely in the Senate. He's very important there and what he's doing there. Before the election, we'd heard, he might take an appointment if Trump is elected, which he was. So who knows?
Marshall might take an appointment too. Well, that was another thing that came up.
I wanted to circle back to that because he did not close the door on running for a different office. But what would it be? Is it the court?
It maybe wants to be the coroner of Gunnersville. I don't know. In Marshall County. I don't know. But there's really no way to know. Mm-hmm. And like you said, the door's open for him to serve in the administration as well. So you never close those doors. You want to have those opportunities. Could he run for lieutenant governor? I mean, everyone always, and this is so funny because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, lieutenant governor has no power. Look at Will Ainsworth did opposite. He's positioned himself almost in a position of inevitability.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I would agree with that.
And I'm not saying that there's not a way he can lose or there's not going to be challenges or anything like this, but name someone who's in a better position than he has, and Will Ainsworth has used that lieutenant governor's position to do more than anyone ever has.
But that same argument could be made for Marshall. And I mean, I think there's obviously...
No, it can't be made for Marshall because Ainsworth could, in the next 2 years, become governor
besides that.
I'm just saying, we saw what happened with Bentley, and I know there's no love lost between Ivey and Ainsworth at this point. Shows he's not going to do him any favors, but I'm just suggesting that he's positioned himself very well. Marshall may see that. He may see the Tuberville thing. Who knows? But there is a lot going on there, and I think this is a pretty interesting thing to look at. We're going way long here, so let's move on to the next thing. Let's talk a little bit about January 6th. Now, most people will tell you that January 6th was the darkest day in American history. Those people are people I like to call morons because it's not even remotely true, but they will try to sell that. And on January 6th, two things are going to happen. Either Democrats are going to do nothing, and the story is going to be, look how professional they were. They just allowed this to happen. They were upset about it, but they didn't throw a temper tantrum at the Capitol. Or they're going to challenge it, and they're going to look like fools. Now, there's a lot of talk about them challenging this, and there's a lot of conversation here, but there was not a lot of conversation of the election was stolen, the Russians did it, and all this other stuff. You can look back at 2000, 2004, 2016. These are all elections Republicans won where Democrats did challenge it. Would they be dumb enough, after all that's happened over the last 4 years, to mount a serious challenge here and actually pretend they're going to do something?
What constitutes as a serious challenge?
A member of the House of Representatives standing up on the floor and saying, I do not certify the votes from Ohio, Florida, Texas, whatever.
How many people are talking about it? You're going to have to catch me up on this.
There's a lot. Look, the base.
No, I mean, as far as representatives saying, no, I am going to challenge.
Jamie Raskin, one of the impeachment managers, had been talking about this for a long time before the election, possibly stopping him. The argument remains that he is guilty of insurrection, so therefore he can't do this. It's not true. It's a stupid argument put forth by morons.
Do you think it's a little bit playing to their base? So if it does happen, that's playing to their base. Like, I stood up to this, I did...
You can also, then when the time comes, I didn't have the support in the Senate to do it. There was no reason to do this. We're better than them. All this other stuff. So I think got a day full of drama coming on January 6th. Even if nothing happens, there will still be this thing. And we've treated it like a holiday. And you know what? Democrats, this is it for you. You've treated January 6th as like a national mourning since Trump lost, right? And since January 6th of 2021. So it's over now. So this is their last one. You got to get that last punch, get the most bang for it. It cost them the election, I think. the focus on January. Yeah, because most people.
That definitely wasn't it.
It played a role.
Okay, but it wasn't it.
Of course, but they were like threat to democracy, threat to democracy, threat to democracy.
And
who won the threat to democracy voters? Donald Trump did. He won, which is amazing. Amazing. All right. Lastly, let's talk about something else going on here nationally. Is it a MAGA civil war? H-1B visas? Bringing people into this country, paying them less in order to hold different jobs, some tech jobs. This is sort of where the conversation is going. Now you have the tech bros versus the base. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy versus me. I mean, that's basically the gist of this. And there's been a lot of conversation about whether or not we should be bringing in a ton of legal immigration. Now, Republicans traditionally have said, I don't have a problem with immigration. I have a problem with illegal immigration.
Right.
Well, it is clear that the new stance is, I have a problem with all of this. We should be doing what benefits America the best, more so than anything else. And the question here is, does it make sense to import people from foreign countries when there are people here that want to do those jobs but won't do them for that salary? Or, as Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have said, forget about availability. We're going after these people, as opposed to even trying this because they're not raised correctly, which is a very interesting thing to see people on the right saying. And it's an interesting civil war. And I got to tell you, I see the perspective of the Musk and Ramaswamy, but this is a big fight inside the Republican Party. Maybe it's being overblown a little bit, but this issue should be a real one. They should look at this. So is this a civil war?
I don't know if it's a civil war. It is absolutely an issue. And we're talking about highly skilled workers here, specialty, highly skilled workers. And in Alabama, there's plenty. We have, especially North Alabama, what is it, over 1,000 the H-1B visas are workers here in Alabama today. Is that number going to increase? Is it going to go down?
It's going to go down. I'll tell you that right now. I think it's going to go down. I think Musk said earlier this week, he had made it, said maybe there's some reform that's necessary in all of this because maybe we're making it too easy to bring these in, but we can't shut the door to these people. And that's probably the real thing. We should look at immigration like this. Does this benefit America? That's it. That should be the question. Does this benefit America in bringing this person in? And no matter who this person is, that's the question we should be asking ourselves. Does it make sense to bring in underskilled people from third world countries to pick crops? Sometimes probably does. But does it make sense to bring in highly skilled people to work in Silicon Valley when we have unemployed engineers? I don't know if that's the right answer here. When we come back, we'll talk with the Speaker of the Alabama State House, Nathaniel Ledbetter. Have a conversation with him about the lottery and a bunch of other things, I am sure. Keep it locked right here on Alabama Politics This Week.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 877-744-0750. That's 877-744-0750. 877-744-0750.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Get the latest scoop on Bama straight from the coach's mouth. Stream the Kalen DeBoer Show anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Well, welcome back to Alabama Politics. This week, I am Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Musick. And our guest this week, Speaker of the Alabama State House, Nathaniel Ledbetter. We got a lot to talk about with him. We talked about the lottery before, so let's go ahead and start right there. You heard what we were talking about in the last segment. There seems to be bipartisan support. There's been a lot of push for gambling of all stripes across the state. It's one of those things where there's so many different factions, it's hard to get one that has enough to get something done. We thought maybe something was going to happen last time, and it blew up. Is there enough people in the legislature right now willing to have this fight another year?
Well, if I could answer that question, it would have passed last year.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I think from the standpoint of the House, something needs to come out of the Senate. I mean, the House done their due diligence and done a really good job, and they had senators involved in trying to put a package together. And once it went to committee, I thought if everybody can get together on the same page, that something would happen. But it didn't. It was one vote short in the Senate, and for reasons. I mean, everybody's got different reasons, but if anything comes out this year, it'll have to be out of the Senate.
Simple lottery? Can that vote ever come up?
The thing with the simple lottery, it changes everything. It's complicated. You got the areas in the Black Belt that's got the CAs that has got casinos, and they're most of those people, they would be for fixing what we've got so they can keep the casinos they have in their districts. But they don't want to vote for a lottery because they're afraid it will mess them up.
Yeah.
So you lose those votes, and then you got a certain amount of Republicans that are going to vote for it, period. So you see, it's a constitutional amendment. You got to get 63 votes. So that's what makes it hard to get there.
Lottery plus the status quo seem to be the easiest thing to do, but there's always other things on top of that. And I think that it's going to be hard to get anywhere on this. And I'm fine with that.
No, I think you're right. The thing I think Alabamians want to do is they want to vote. I mean, we look at the polling. 80% of the people are supportive of the lottery, just like you said. What we've got to fix, it's not as simple as that. I wish it was. No. But we got to fix what's going on. I mean, we've got illegal operations in the state that's running rampant. We don't have the regulations to fix it. We don't have any kind of laws that would really clamp down on it. So it's a complicated issue.
Now, Speaker Ledbetter, I understand this morning you were surveying tornado damage up in Athens. Can you tell us about what you saw? Yeah,
we just have come back from Athens to come by the show, and I was really impressed. The people of Athens, I've heard the slogan "Athens Strong" since I've been over there. There's no question about it. I mean, those people in Athens out there cleaning up after the tornado while it was still raining that night, and when we got there, what they've done is absolutely amazing. So there's no question in my mind they're going to come back stronger than they've ever been. And anything we can do from a state standpoint, we're going to be there to help them.
Luckily, it seemed rather isolated. At least some of the damage there, at least the more extravagant damage was there. There wasn't a lot of loss of life there. None, excuse me. I don't think there was even any injuries in Athens itself.
That's, of course, being from Rainsville in DeKalb County, we've seen it when it wasn't that fortunate.
Yeah.
We had the tornadoes in 11, we had 32 deaths in our community. So they were blessed from that standpoint, and we're certainly grateful for that.
Let's move to another issue that I think is interesting. In the state of Alabama, you've got a city like Birmingham that has a massive crime problem, the public safety issue. There's a new mayor, or at least, excuse me, someone entering the mayor's race that I'll talk about a little bit later. But there's been a lot of talk about the state coming in and saying, hey, we're going to take care of this. There's a lot of pushback on that idea, but there's also a lot of people saying, hey, maybe this is something we need to pursue. Is that a serious conversation happening in the legislature, some sort of state takeover?
Or public safety in general?
Yeah, public safety is. I mean, no question about it. The growth of this state's been amazing. If you look at where we're at as a state, we're number one in exporting automobiles. We're in the top 5 in shipbuilding, top 5 in commercial airlines, and the growth has been phenomenal. But the crime is hurting our state, and we have got to do something about it. I mean, we'll come with a package of bills this session that addresses it. Now, as far as a takeover, I don't see that. I think
there's talk about it, though, right?
There is talk about it. There's even a bill about it. It concerns me about the liability and how long does that last. I think the more logical thing, and to get everybody on the same page, we'll actually meet with law enforcement people across the state next week in Montgomery. But they've got the task force that they put together in Montgomery. They've done a phenomenal job. I've got the numbers on it. It's very impressive.
And I mean, if you go after crime, you can drive down crime.
That's right.
It's pretty amazing.
They've done a really good job. So my thing is, let's put it together full time. It's with the LIS, with the state troopers, and use it all over the state. If we got a problem in Birmingham, let's go address it. If we got one in Montgomery, let's go address it. If there's an issue that comes up in Huntsville, like a few years ago, bring them up here and let them help settle the peace. So I think that's more logical, and there's no question it's working in Montgomery.
All right, so one more thing. We talk about education, talk about workforce, and all these other things that people are concerned about. There's been a lot of movement in that realm.
There has been.
Yeah, so what can the state do more?
Well, certainly the things that we've done in the last few years is making a difference. I don't think there's any question about that. The Literacy Act is making a difference. The Numeracy Act is going to make a difference. I really applaud Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth for the Pathway Scholarship. And I think that's going to be a big deal. We've certainly increased the numbers of opportunities for our children to go to two-year colleges through workforce. And I think it's a big deal, and we're going to continue to. Of course, today, and I know it's something, Dale, that you were for, but today is the first day that the CHOOSE Act comes online. So Alabama will now be one of the top 5 states in school choice. So we're excited about that. I think we've made a lot of changes. It's going to be positive for our state.
Despite a lot of gains in even nationally ranked pre-K programs, Alabama still lags behind many states across the nation in education milestones.
Right.
Is there going to be more to address that in this upcoming legislative session?
I think it will. I think if you look at our numbers across the state, most of where it lags and what brings us down to some extent is the poverty-driven areas. Some of those areas need to be lifted up. And so we've talked about putting more money in there. Governor Ivey did that last year, and it's working. So I think we'll see that again. I think we'll see that broaden. And it's like the old saying is, rising tide lifts all ships. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes.
I've heard a lot from schoolers. We just let the school systems do what they want to do. And it's like, yeah, we've watched what you've done. So I think there's a lot of people in the legislature who are not necessarily takeover. We've talked about that before, but more things happening. I like the Literacy Act. I think is great. The Numeracy Act, I think, is almost great. There's not enough. There's no holdback provision, which bothers me. I think we need that. The teeth, yeah. There's got to be punishment. Like the literacy thing, you punish everyone involved. The kid has to stay back. The parents have to deal with the kid for another year. The teachers, they have a marker that says, hey, you're failing here. None of that in the Literacy or the Numeracy Act. But let's see what happens. And that's really the whole thing. It's about creating programs that make those things better. And the state's doing a good job there. So
it's been positive. If you look at especially the Literacy Act, we had 20 some odd systems that was failing. Now I think we're down to 3.
There you go. And that's, again, just like the crime thing, you focus on it and you get buy-in and you can make things happen. And that's what's happened. And Nathaniel Ledbetter, Speaker of the House, thank you very much for being here. We'll definitely get you on the program here soon. Mecca Music's leaving, so the show's going to get so much better. Parting Shot coming up next right here on Alabama Politics This Week.
What's the address of your emergency? My 2-year-old son We can't find him.
From the Fox 54 Plus True Crime Series.
I did not get an attorney because I'm a guilty man. I got an attorney because I'm tired of being accused of something I would never do.
Little man's gone. He's missing. We can't find him.
Little Man Lost. Available now on Fox 54 Plus. Stream on your schedule.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for being here. Hey, before we get started on the party chat, let me remind you, head on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. It's right there on that website, yellowhammernews.com. My email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. But right now, let's go ahead and get to that party shot. My party shot this week is directed at the mayor of the city of Birmingham, and it's not coming from me. It's coming from Wandalyn Gavan, a fellow Democrat here in the great state of Alabama, has announced that she is going to challenge the mayor of the city of Birmingham. Now, I don't think Wandalyn Gavan has a chance of being the mayor of Birmingham. I think Randall Woodfin will be the mayor of Birmingham until he decides not to be the mayor of Birmingham, but this is good. This is a good thing. She's making it very clear the crime is out of control. It's hurting the state. It's hurting the city. She's saying it could be the Magic City again, and she's right. Crime is a problem. She wants to clean it up. If she can push Randall Woodfin into being slightly less incompetent than he's been on this now, to where he's only kind of incompetent on this, maybe the city will be in a much better place, and that would be good for everyone involved. The crime is out of control. Everybody knows that. Hopefully, Wandel and Gavan can make that an issue. Randall Woodfin will have to respond to that, and that will benefit absolutely everyone. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching Alabama Politics this week. We'll be back next week. Talk to you then.